Welcome to another episode of LEG TV. I'm your host, the defeated Commissioner John David Brake. Coming off a terrible loss. Let's just go to the scoreboard from last week. There, you see, I lost to Shook by 20 points, 148-128. He had his best week of the entire season. Look at opposite of Adam Gase, just completely trouncing Plow by 37 points there. Plow just continues to fall, and Nick continues to rise, as most buoyant things do. There you go, Lamb of Godwin got the huge win over Clock Gobblers, 180-152. This was the closest game by far. Tax Street Boys barely got the win, 153-150. Joe did not get the win as he was projected to. First Down Syndrome, another huge upset, lost to the Indy Snatch Pounders, the highest scoring team this week. Naheem Hines had a huge game, 188-155 over Servos, and Worms Are Their Money beats Medela Virus 151-194. So there you see, even though I lost, still in first place. Jason lost too. That kept me in first place. Let's go to the standings here as the playoffs are starting to form. There you go, as I mentioned, Party Like Rockstar and First Down Syndrome in first and second place. Now, here's where things get interesting. Pretty much rank 3 through 10. Everyone is in contention for the playoffs. You got Lamb of Godwin and Dax Street Boys, 6 and 4. They play each other this week. We'll get to that. Then we've got Worms Are Their Money, opposite of Adam Gase, and Indy Snatch Pounders. Indy Snatch Pounders and Worms Are Their Money play each other this week. Clock Gobblers there at 4 and 6 on a 2-game slide. 2020 moves all the way down to 9th place, and then in 10th place at 4 and 6, Jable Souls Medela Virus is 4 and 6, and then at the very bottom, the 2, 3, and 7 teams who also play each other this week, New World O'Creaky and Sons of Shane Falco. It's truly going to be a very important week, and look out, kids! Austin Stoles won 3 games in a row, but we brought on an expert in analysis. Let's just bring him on. Oh, all right. Lucky Nick Shook is on today, gloating after his upset victory last week. So I decided to bring him on the show. Welcome, Mr. Shook. How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. I think upset win's a little redundant. Anytime I win, it's an upset. So save it the words.
And Dan Nickel was 100% correct. That loss stung. It hurt. It really, really hurt. But you had your best game all season. So
Yep. Well,
good for you.
Yeah, when your first round draft pick gets kneecapped second week of the year, I mean,
are you talking about my team? Are you talking about my team? Because
I think both. I think it happened to both of us.
Number 1 overall pick has been out for all but 3 games all season, and he's out again.
Yeah, I think it happened to both of us because Saquon. I mean, honestly, didn't look like Saquon was going to do much. The Giants were just such a fucking mess. So just it's standard Nick Shook draft. I feel good after I draft, and then after week 2, I know I'm fucked. So
good to hear. Well, Mr. Shook, I want to get your opinion here. We're going to hit up some hot topics as we are slowly creeping towards the playoffs. There's only 3 weeks left. How do you feel your chances are of avoiding the Hoffa this year?
They're approaching 0. Sorry, approaching 100% is what I meant.
So in your opinion, honestly, who is the Hoffa this year?
Well, it looks like – hold on, give me a minute here.
Because you and Plow are the only 3-win teams, and you play each other this week.
Yeah, so this is like the suck bowl. I gotta say, I think the loser of this game is on a fast track to get that beautiful trophy. The good news is, in my new house, if I win, I do have a mantle to actually display it on. So I got that going for me.
Good.
I mean, really, like my team's a joke. I have no idea how I won last week.
Neither do I.
Yeah, let's
I'll tell you how. Russell Wilson only scoring 9 points, that sure didn't help. Or A.J. Brown getting 3 points against the Colts. It's probably what did me in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But,
so, I mean, just looking down the list, I guess maybe Modelo virus or 2020. But considering both of those teams are projected to score 30 points more than me this week, I'd say it's probably either me or actually, Plow's supposedly going to beat me by 25 too. So it's just, yeah, I mean, I'm going to get the Hoffa. Like, let's just
I love it.
Chase.
At least you take it very well, Mr. Schiff.
Yeah.
That's what I appreciate about you.
Yeah.
So then, okay, now we figure out the Hoffa. So in your opinion, who's in the championship game and who wins?
Well, looks like, I mean, as usual, you and Servos are at the top of the league, so just going to have to go with you guys, and I'm not trying to blow you here. Just looks like it's going to be between you guys again. Woohoo. Although I will say, you can't count Abby out. You can never count him out, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's had a tough go of it last week, but he got a very crucial win. So, Shook, are you ready to give your expert analysis, your preview for this ever important Week 11?
Nope, let's do it.
All right. Okay, let's go to the first matchup. It is myself coming fresh off a very disappointing loss to you, of course. I'm taking on the aforementioned Modelo virus, sitting there at 4-6. Jable in the 10 spot. Still has a chance to avoid the Hoffa Bowl, and I'm favored to only win by 10 points because, again, Christian McCaffrey is out with the shoulder injury. So I had to go to the waiver wires and get Balaj out of the Chargers. Kalen Balaj? Is that how you say his name? I don't even know his name.
Just call him Ballage.
Ballage? So, who's going to win, Ballage or Modelo?
I don't think it's possible for you to perform as awfully as you did 2 weeks in a row. So you have to go with part of like a Gronk. I'm looking at this is. I gotta be honest with you, dude. This is like, and this will shock you, and this will not shock you whatsoever since I'm 3-7 in last place. This is the first time I'm really doing a deep dive into the rosters here, and I'm just, any team with a guy whose last name is Ballage has my vote. So I gotta go with you. Modelo virus on a fast track to potentially the Hoffa Bowl against me. Me or Plow. So I'm going with Party Like a Gronk.
Yeah, I will also pick me this week, but I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I do think Joe Burrow's going to do pretty. He's going to have to throw a lot against Washington. It's going to be an ugly game. Although I worry about Tyler Lockett's injury and Jefferson for the Vikings. He may overtake the number 1 receiver spot over my Adam Thielen. So I think it's still going to be close. It is projected to me to win by 10. I think I only win by like 5 points. It's going to come down to me on Monday cursing and sweating at midnight, hoping that I pull it out, but I pull it out. All right, so we got that one. Here's one for you. 3-7 David Plow versus 3-7 Nick Shook. Who's going to win this one?
You know what? Fuck you, Plow. Sons of Shane Falco will pull off another upset. It'll be the fourth upset of the year for me. Looking down the roster, I should absolutely get blown out. I mean, Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes, a lot more formidable than my 1-2 punch of Lamar Jackson and scary Terry McLaurin.
Scary Terry.
Also, Jerry Jeudy questionable. So the only reason why I'm picking myself is because it's 2020. I should get blown out. The exact opposite is going to happen. I'm sorry, Plow. Clear up a little spot on your fireplace there. You could potentially be the new Hoffa winner. So I'm going with.
Okay. Well, I disagree. I think you're going to get blown out. Patrick Mahomes coming off the bye with Tyreek Hill. I think they're going to have a big game. So I think it's going to be about a 20-point blowout, in my humble opinion.
No, I think like I said, I think you're right. I literally picked myself to win because I shouldn't win. So I'm not here to argue with you.
Good point.
Mark Jackson going against Tennessee, they're pretty solid. Probably won't score that much. Cooper Kupp, kind of feast or famine there. Terry McLaurin's been like my most steady player all year, which just goes to show you how that just goes to show you how shitty my team is. So Uh, Judy kind of coming on here, but questionable. So
gotcha. All right, let's move on. This is a really important matchup. The defeated John Dahlgren, who just paid up, by the way. Thank you, Johnny Boy, for the $50. He is taking on Mick Barton. Two teams going in opposite directions. Is the story of this season the Cinderella Mickey? Can you believe what he's done with all the injuries? He is at 6th place at 5-5. It's pretty much a must-win if he wants to stay in it. Who do you think's going to take this one? Or will Dahlgren play the spoiler?
I don't know, man. So as of right now, hold on. Let me see something here.
Cinderella Mickey.
Let's just say right now that no substitutions are made. Mick's an ass kick because Drew Brees is not playing.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's going to go with famous Jameis Winston, that projection seems way too high for me. Jameis Winston is not good. I don't care how much talent he has around him. I don't care how many crab legs he's stolen. Not feeling Jameis. So
no?
I'm sorry, Mick. I got to go with my favorite name in the league, the Clot Gobblers. I got to go on this one.
I pick Mick to lose almost every week, and he wins. And I think I'm going to pick Dahlgren this week. So
here we go.
I think Dahlgren actually, he's going to get a good performance out of Josh Allen again. Or wait, Josh Allen's on bye, isn't he? He's got to rock Tom Brady. Ooh, that changes things. Here's the issue for Dahlgren. Devontae Adams is questionable. I don't think he's going to be that big of a factor versus the Colts. So guess what? Because of that, and Chris Godwin losing targets to Antonio Brown and now Mike Evans suddenly, I'm taking Mick this week. So I'm going to take Mick to win. So who'd you pick?
I picked Clot Gobblers.
Okay.
Dude, heavy hitting analysis here. I'm basically picking off team names I like and it's the highest level analysis ever. Not really digging into any of this. Just going with my gut.
You're like the chick at the office pool for March Madness that wins just because she picks the cool team mascots.
Exactly. My by the way I draft, I'm bringing the same effort to this. So
yeah,
move on.
Gotcha. All right, let's go to the next matchup. Now, this is a very interesting one. Very quietly, the defending champ Austin Stoll has rattled off 3 wins in a row, and now he is in 4th place, and he's right behind Abalash Ready. This is the game of the week by far because this is huge for playoff implications. Abalash can't afford to keep losing. Both teams are 6-4. Austin is projected to win huge, but that's mainly because Abby's got a couple bye issues he hasn't solved. Still, with a substitution at kicker, Austin's going to be projected to win. Who do you think is going to take this, the defending champ or the defending 2-time champ prior?
I can't bet against Abby, especially against the reigning Hoffa winner. I just can't bet against Abby. I'm just looking at the roster here.
Now Austin won it last year, but Abby won it the previous 2 years. So this is the former winner versus former winner in the last 3 years.
Right. Sorry, I'm not. When you say the word winning, I'm like, what does that mean? I'm not used to that word, so I got a little confused. I will say, looking at Abby's running backs, there's one I've never even heard of before, which goes to show you how seriously I take this. So,
Salvon Ahmed on the Dolphins.
Yeah,
he was the hot free agent wire pickup, and Abby was lucky enough to get him because apparently he's the new back in town, and that is a run-first, defense-heavy team there in Miami with Tua.
Yeah, now that I've looked at the rosters a little more in-depth, after 1 minute of analysis, I'm going to have to do the Corona Bro flip of the week and change my pick to the Fighting Austins. Okay,
that's a good pick. There's a lot of there. I don't like Todd Gurley, though. I think his production starts to slowly taper off like it does every single season towards the end of the year. I'm taking Abalash Ready to win this one. Here's why. I think Justin Herbert's going to have more points than Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson playing New England. I think they'll give him fits. I also like Juju against Jacksonville. He's going to get a lot of targets, a lot of wide open targets. And as you mentioned, the running backs, you got Salvon Ahmed out of Miami. I think he's going to put up 20 points. So I am taking Abby this week. I don't like Amari Cooper in the flex against the Vikings. That's not going to get him a lot of points. Chase Claypool for Austin's a better play. but I think everywhere else I'm taking Avi this week.
Two things on that. First of all, it's always a good idea to pick against me. Second of all, what both these teams got going for them is that neither of them are starting Rex Burkhead.
True. Okay, you know what? Actually, I might have to rescind my last statement. This could be another game of the week. Second place, Jerry, disappointing loss last week. Joe's out for revenge. He's got some great matchups this week. Jason cannot afford to lose because he's got 2 or 3 teams right. Austin and Avi are right behind him, ready to snatch up second place. Who wins this one, Jason or Joe? Jason's projected to win by 10.
I'm going with Jason. And, looking at his projected number of 178.75, those are numbers that I typically see week 1 and 2, and then I don't see anything above 150 for my projections. So uncharted territory here for me. But I will say Kamara questionable, could put a wrench in that. Also Swift questionable.
Concussion.
Honestly, in this 2020, who isn't questionable? Just looking down the roster. Yeah, I mean, if these rosters go as is, I gotta go with Jason.
All right, we're gonna disagree again. This is a good show here. We're disagreeing with each other. I love it. Here's why. Aaron Rodgers against the Colts. I think he's gonna have a much better game than people think. This is by far the best offense that Colts defense has faced. Way better than Tennessee. That was exposed. I love Dalvin Cook. He's the MVP of this year for fantasy football. You got him and Aaron Jones running against the Colts. Plus, the flex, I think, is the big difference here. I think that's the breaking point. I like Kareem Hunt in the flex against the Eagles as opposed to Swift versus the Panthers because Swift might not even play. So right. I am taking Joe to win this week, even though every time I pick him, it seems like he loses.
I will say this game could be decided tonight. Will Kyler Murray have a letdown after the Hail Murray?
The Hail Murray, that was a heck of a play. It's really, you're right. If Kyler Murray has that kind of a game where he puts up 50 points, it's going to be hard to beat Jason. But I think Joe takes it this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, last thing, I don't for some reason I just don't trust players to meet their projections on Thursday night games. Just a thing. So
that's smart.
30 against Seattle seems a little bit high for Murray, but hey, if he matches his expectations, I think Jason's got it.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. Some real fucking analysis finally.
I know. I like it. Good. All right. Ready? Last one here. Alan Nesson, 5-5 versus Dave McCready, 5-5. Nesson projected to win pretty big here. Both of them aren't playing kickers right now. I don't know if that's intentional. I think it is. I would believe that that's intentional. But really for Alan, it's Big Ben and DJ Moore with J.D. McKissick, one of the unsung heroes of fantasy football. Now that Alex Smith is the starter for Washington, he's going to get a lot of passes thrown his way because that offense in Washington is a mess. And so he's just going to dump it off to the running back, play the safe card there. Julio in the flex, too. Julio against the Saints, maybe that's a good game. But look on the other side, McCready with Nyheim Hines, easily one of the best pickups in the last few weeks. But I don't like Matt Ryan or Ezekiel Elliott against the Vikings. Who do you think is going to take this one?
Thank you for the actual analysis before I put in my 2 cents. That makes it a lot easier for me. I also don't like Zeke Elliott against Minnesota. I don't know what it is, man. Zeke just doesn't really wow me anymore. Not saying he's past his prime, just doesn't feel like he's like a superstar anymore. But now I'm gonna go with first of all, before I say this, Indy Snatch Pounder still second best name in the league. I love that name.
Oh, I agree.
I think Allen is a little bit too distracted trying to get his PS5, so I'm going with the Snatch Pounders in the COVID-19 upset of the week.
Wow, really? I think I lost your video feed.
Did you?
Does yours say bad internet?
No. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I think I lost you, so I'm just going to have to put up a picture of you.
Yeah, that's all right. Just put up like some embarrassing picture.
Oh, I am flooding. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take Allen this week. I still think he's got the players to win. He's got Edwards-Helaire coming back off the bye. But yeah, you're right. I don't like Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, they're just going to stack the box against Dallas, and they pretty much take away their biggest weapon. So I'm going Nesson this week. Good analysis.
Yeah, and I even basically said I was going to pick Allen, but then I picked Dave. I just, if I pick who I think is going to win every time, I'm going to be wrong. So
Yeah.
if FanDuel's taught me anything, it's that I need to stop betting. So
Yeah.
yeah. And by the way, as long as you put up a picture of me and that's not me vomiting out of the car in Mississippi, we'll be good in good shape.
I cannot make any promises, Mr.
You know what?
Shook.
Go for it. You know what? Go for it. It's fuck.
So thank you, Nick, for your expert, in-depth analysis. Anything to say to the league before you go?
No, man, just glad. I always tell myself like like a week before the draft, I always tell Nicole, like, why the fuck am I doing this? I'm not gonna, I know I'm not gonna win. I'm just basically throwing my money away. But I just can't quit, you beautiful bastards. So
Well, we love having you here, Nick. Your
yeah,
trash talk is amazing. Your enthusiasm, your humbleness is very welcome here in the League of Extraordinary Genitals. Thank you so much for coming on.
thanks for having me, JD. I love you. Thank you.
I love you, buddy. Thank you. Well, there you have it. Thank you, Mr. Nick Shook, for just brilliant in-depth analysis for Week 11. Be sure to get your lineup set as the games start. This probably won't go on Thursday night, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm your host, John David Brake. We'll see you next time.